ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। तौ संतोषयता सन्तौ श्रीलरूप सनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेखं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः। So I welcome all of you for today's Bhakti Sandarbha session. Okay, my voice is audible like this. It's clear. Okay. Yeah. So okay, continue. We'll continue our discussion. So further. So 1 second, just 2 minutes. So yesterday we were discussing about in details of the Shraddha. Some people, we hear actually in the scriptures, Smaret Pundari Kaksham Saha Abhyantara Shuchihi. So this statement of scriptures is saying that if someone is remembering the Vishnu's name, so then what will happen? Inside and outside, both are purified. That means one's existence, external existence and internal body and his subtle body inside mind, both are cleaned just by remembering the Vishnu's name. So then even after that, a statement, hearing that statement, and one who is having faith in that statement, why he is going for the bathing? So already his physical body is also cleaned just by remembering the Vishnu's name. Then we heard that they go for the bathing. The reason is, so our parampara acharyas of our parampara, Sri Narada and Vyasdev, they have given some right conduct. So just to respect them, out of respect for them, so we are doing the bathing. Otherwise, it will be offense, not respecting their instructions. Then why they give that? So that kind of conduct, one should bathe. So, but Shastra is saying just remembering Vishnu itself is cleaning all the body. The answer is, so to finish the kadaryata, that means laziness. So that's why that kind of maryada is established. Next, we are going to continue from there. Kincha. See, I can show you the screen. Kincha Jatayam Shraddhayam Siddha Vasiddhaucha Swarna Siddhi Lipsoriva Sada Tadanuvritti Cheshta Eva Syat. What is told here? Jatayam Shraddhayam. Once Shraddha is produced, Siddhau Asiddhaucha. That means one may become successful or not successful. That means person has Shraddha, he got Shraddha, but Siddhau Asiddhau. That means now presently he may not be accomplished the final goal or accomplished. In both cases, he always follows bhakti. He always follows bhakti, and that means he always maintains his steady faith. Even he is not successful in getting the final goal. Once Shraddha is appeared means, so it will be there. Even if he didn't get the success now, presently. Like example is given, Swarna Siddhi Lipsoriva. Someone who is desiring to get gold, so he is always endeavoring. He is always endeavoring to get that, and he never stops. The same way, the person who accomplished the truth, who reached the final goal, or may not reach the final goal, in both cases keeps on continuing of performing the devotion. That is the point. Siddhi, that means final goal. Siddhi means so final accomplishment. So what is that accomplishment? Final accomplishment. Siddhi means Antakarana Kamadi Dosha Kshayakari Paramananda Paramakashtagami Sri Haris Purna Rupa Eva Neyam. So what is that Siddhi? Siddhi is nothing but the Harispurna Rupa. So Harispurna Rupa means so realization of the Hari. So what it does, that realization is how it appears, how it is. So it is Paramananda Paramakashtagam. Paramananda Paramakashtagam. It is the highest stage of bliss, and also Kamadi Dosha Kshayakari. This realization is also destroys all the lust in the heart, and that is known as Siddhi. Siddhi is nothing but realization of Hari. So okay, Siddhi cha antakarana kamadi dosha kshayakari paramananda paramakashtagami Sri Harispurna Rupa eva neya tasyam Swartha sadhananu pravruttau cha damba pratishtadimaya cheshta leshopi na bhavati na sutaram jnanapurvakam mahadavagnadayo aparadascha apatanti virodhad eva. What is saying? So someone may be engaged in practicing the bhakti, so to reach his goal. One may be so engaged in practicing the bhakti to reach his goal. Such a person being engaged in that, damba pratishtadimaya cheshta leshopi na bhavati. So that means while that practice of the devotion, so he never shows even a little bit of proud, prestige, so and so. That means the person who got the Shraddha and who keeps on doing his sadhana, who is practicing his sadhana bhakti, and such a person never get any pride. Damba pratishtadimaya cheshta lesho. That means he will never show any activity, or he will never so behave, so showing his pride or his prestige, even a little bit. Nasutaram jnanapurvakam mahadavagnadayo aparadascha apatanti. even consciously or knowingly, he never commit any kind of the offenses towards the great people, great Vaishnavas. Why? Why so? Virodhad eva. The reason is why he never commit any offenses. Virodhad eva. That means one is getting the shraddha in bhakti and understood the glories of the bhakti, and he is believing the glories of the bhakti which are described in the scriptures, and he doesn't have any doubt in that. And such a person who is having that such a faith, that kind of person, why he will commit any offense? If he is committing any offense means it is against to his belief. Is against to his belief. That means he doesn't have any proper belief in the glories of the bhakti. So that's why knowingly he never commit any Vaishnava offense. And also he never shows Dhamba Pratishtha and so on. Because these are all heinous qualities which are rejected by the scriptures. That is the meaning of. So that is the understanding actually. Srila Goswami is saying. Ateva, example he is giving. Chitraketu Maharaj, who knows the glories of the bhakti, who has faith in the Lord, but he committed offense towards the Lord Shiva. And so why it happened? Is it happened consciously? So then here Srila Jiva Goswami is saying, Shri Mahadeva Paradastasya Sacheshtantarena Achannat Svabhavasya Bhagavata Tattva Agnana Deva Mantavya. Why Chitraketu Maharaj committed offense towards the Shiva? Because Chitraketu Maharaj was not able to know the Vaishnava Agavatatvam. That's the Vaishnavatvam. The greatness of the Shiva. So he was not able to know the greatness of the Shiva. He is a great devotee, that he was not able to know. Why he was not able to know? Because Shiva, by himself, he covered that Vaishnavism, Vaishnavatvam. So by some other activity. What is that activity? So he made Sati to sit in his lap. So this kind of activity hided the quality of it looks like Shiva was having the attachment to the woman. So such kind of thing is projected. That means Shiva purposefully he covered his magnanimous quality of devotion. As a devotee. And he covered his devotion by this activity. So Chitraketu Maharaj was not able to know that. And then offense happened. So but otherwise Chitraketu Maharaj, who don't have committed any offense, definitely knowingly Okay. Gopi Janapur.
Prabhuji, here Prabhuji said,
Prabhu, your voice is not audible. Hello?
Is it not audible, Prabhuji?
Now it is.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Prabhuji, here, Siddhi, when it is referred here, it is a Siddhi of what? Of bhakti?
Siddhi means realization of Hari.
Realization of Hari.
Realizing Hari.
Okay, so that is happening. How it is happening? Realization of Hari. How is it happening? Because of the Shraddha?
No. When we do sadhana and finally reach.
Okay. So there's no relation of the Shraddha here.
No relation. That means the person who has Shraddha, even he reached the final goal or not reached. So he is always keep on continuing his devotion.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. So my voice is audible. Is audible, no? Previously this mic. So earphones were not connected. Okay. So that's why next, ultimately what person who got Shraddha willingly, knowingly, he never commit any offense. This is the fundamental philosophy. You have to understand. Knowingly, he never. Consciously, knowingly means consciously, he never commit any. So Vaishnava Aparad.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah, this point regarding the last thing about Chitraketu's thing with Shiva, that he committed an offense. So in the Madhuri Kadamani, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions that about both Jay and Vijay and Chitraketu. And he comes to a conclusion that actually Chitraketu did not commit offense because otherwise his prema in the next body, if you see, he had that same prema for the Lord. And that's how he concludes in the Madhuri Kadamani. And it's very clear from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, if somebody on the bhava also commits offense, then, from there he comes to some Ratyabhas, something Ratya, like that, So how do we understand then this statement?
Actually, see, any offense is not committed by knowingly. That means Atyanta Dauratmi, that means crookedness, or otherwise the cunningness, can say cunningness, and the heart is not there. So in that case, it is offense, but the result is not so severe. So like this, if you take the case of the Jiva Goswami, so since it is not committed out of the bad intention from the heart, it is not committed. So in that case, it's not a big serious thing. So that's why he further continued. And also, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also justifies he doesn't commit any offense. So both are in line only. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, clear.
So next, यदि वा श्रद्धावतोपि प्रारब्धादिवशेन विषय संबंधाभ्यासो भवति तथापि तद्बाधया विषय संबंध समयेपि दैन्यात्मिका भक्तिरेव उच्चलिता स्यात् यथोक्तं दशमानश्च तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन् इत्यत्र पाद्यमानोऽपि मद्भक्तः इत्यादौ च अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः इत्याद्युक्तस्य अनुन्यभाक्त्वेन लक्षिता तु या श्रद्धा सा तु okay, not more here. For suppose, now next case we are taking another one. Yes, Rukmini Mohan.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Danut now. Guruji, in Brihad Bhagavatamrit, in third chapter, 25th verse, when Narad Muni went to Lord Shiva, he is mentioning, although Chitraketu and others like him, I'm reading Gopi Brahman's translation right now. Although Chitraketu and others like him foolishly dared criticize you, you never became angry as at them, because they were surrendered devotees to the of plenary portions of Lord Hari. In this commentary, it is mentioned it is foolish for anyone to criticize Lord Shiva. When Chitraketu committed this mistake, he was not yet a pure Vaishnava. Otherwise, he would not have exercised his discrimination so wrongly. But Chitraketu, even as a neophyte, had a connection with Lord Shesha, the expansion of Sri Krishna's expansion of Sri Krishna's first expansion, Balaram. So Lord Shiva was not offended by Chitraketu's laughing when Lord Shiva sat with Parvati on his lap in the presence of a group of sages. So Puji, I was not able to still come to understand both the things. Whether what was the level of Chitraketu Maharaj at that time?
Acha.
And its offense, is it really like Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur also said that it was an offense, although it was not from the wicked intention.
Yes. So level of the Chitraketu Maharaj, we can understand. So he is, after that he is getting the Gandharva body, and he is practicing that stage also. So he is person definitely who had this Shraddha in the bhakti, but stages wise I don't know what stage he is having, but the main intention is here. So he may not reach into the highest stage, but even in the so their commentary, if you see in the Bhagavad whatever you said, no. So that is not at all offense happened, offenses happened, okay, no problem. But the greatness of Shiva is glorified. The offenses happened by the Chitraketu Maharaj, knowingly or unknowingly, but he was not felt of that offense. So that's why that section is telling about the glory of the Shiva. Now, if you analyze, so the Chitraketu Maharaj's position, yes, he offended. But here the point is, he didn't offend out of the wicked intentions. So it's not I don't think any problem here.
So, in case of when Srila Rupa Goswami was there, so in that case also it was the same thing. And if we see that he didn't have any that kind of intention, but immediately the effect was visible. So then, how to understand that one?
Yeah. So offense, knowingly or unknowingly is done, so effect will be there. But the severity of the effect will be changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yashamanascha tan kaman. So here, if someone is having the faith, Ediva Shraddhavatopi Prarabdhavashena, he is having the faith, but because he is in the stages of the purification, Anardhani Vritti. So till Nishta, one will be having the Sukrita Ukti and Sukrita Tanartha and Dushkrita Tanartha. So prarabdha is still continued actually. So Sukruta, Dushkruta, Tanarthas means this is prarabdha, aprarabdha, kota, bija, and so on. So these are there still. So till Nishtha, those will be there. Till when the Nishtha means when the bhakti, Vajana Kriya becomes steady, till that time those will be existing. So at that time, because of the prarabdha vasha, so sometimes he may come in contact with the material sense objects. विषय संबंध अभ्यासो bhavati. He is having faith, but because of influence of the prarabdha, he is coming. Sometimes we see such a devotee is continuously, constantly, so coming in contact with the material objects. So still, in that case also, how he is feeling, tad badhaya, that means he is having shraddha and he knows that material pleasure is not highest, but because of the influence of the prarabdha, he is coming in contact with these material objects and he is enjoying that material objects. But how he is feeling? He is feeling very pain, badhaya. Vishaya sambandha samayepi. That means at the time of coming in contact with the sense objects, at that time he feels pain because he's going against the whatever his belief. He believed that bhakti is the highest, is one and only the mean to give the highest pleasure, and it is so blissful. But because of the influence of prarabdha, he is coming in contact with sense objects, and he is enjoying, but he is feeling also dainyatmika bhaktireva uchalita. So at that time he is feeling so pity on himself. Dainyatmika. He expresses his meekness. And this kind of bhakti along with the meekness comes out. That's why it is said in the Jushamanascha tan kaman dukko darkanscha garhayan. Krishna is saying, already we have seen this 28th sloka. The person who got the Shraddha, so he has to continue devotion with the fixed determination. And sometimes he may come in contact with the material sense objects. But at that time, Garhayan is feeling, so repenting actually. He is repenting for his contact with this material sense objects. With that repention while enjoying that sense objects, so he always having that repention. So this, yes, Mataji, Archana Bhakti.
Prabhuji, he is enjoying, you said. That means he's doing karma here, no?
No. Karma is different. So like he is eating food, not sinful things actually, or other way. Such a Shraddhalu Vyakti, it's a very minute actually, whatever here he is saying, this Garhe Dukko Darkan Garhen, his sense objects are very meaningful actually. So that means righteous only, but they are not sinful. That means authentic or authorized material sense objects only he enjoys. but like eating prasadam at that time. So he should not think that, oh, this is, I like it,
Oh.
and let me have. He, because of his prarabdha, he's getting that tendencies of enjoyment. Instead of honoring, he tries to enjoy that.
Hmm.
So that kind of things actually.
So that is not disturbing because he's already repenting. That means he's being Krishna conscious. So it's not breaking his Krishna consciousness, because even though he's getting some enjoyment, he's constantly repenting for it.
Yes, yes. At that time he feels, why I'm a heinous guy. So this million of lives I did the same thing and still I am getting the desire of enjoyment. Enjoying this.
So this is nowhere like apichet sudura. It's not at all like
No,
that.
no. Not at all. He never goes to that kind of lifestyle.
Okay, Prabhu.
So Jushamanascha Tan Kaman. So maybe he might be wearing sometimes opulent dress. Yes, I should look nice. This desire. This is the Kaman's, which are authentic. Authentic means prescribed by the Shastra only. Not against the Shastra. He never behaves against the Shastra. यथोक्तं जुषमाणश्च तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन् इत्यत्र पाद्यमानोऽपि मद्भक्तः इत्यादौ च. So like this, we have seen this kind of dainyatmika. That means meekness of the devotee who has Shraddha while enjoying some material objects. Next, अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते माम् अनन्यभाक् इत्याद्युक्तस्य अनन्यभाक्त्वेन लक्षिता तु या श्रद्धा सा खलु ये शास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः इत्यादिवत् लोकपरम्परा प्राप्ता न तु शास्त्रार्थ avadharana jata. What is said here? Whatever Shraddha we see in the devotee who was said by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter 30th sloka. That's apiche sudurachara. So that means someone is having very bad conduct and also is doing the Ananya Bhakti. He's doing Ananya Bhakti means definitely he's having some Shraddha. Otherwise, how will you do Ananya Bhakti? Ananya Bhakti means exclusively doing the devotion. Doing the Ananya Bhakti, and how can you say so he doesn't have Shraddha? He has Shraddha. But also he is Sudurachara. Then what is that Shraddha? What kind of Shraddha that person is having? That Durachara person. Sakhalu Loka Parampara Prapta. That Shraddha is what? Loka Parampara Prapta. Example is Bhagavad Gita itself. Ye Shastra Vidimutsrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha. Even in the Bhagavad Gita also. Someone leaves the procedure given by the scriptures and but still with full faith they worship. So the same thing. That means someone is worshipping full faith means definitely someone is worshipping Ananya exclusively they are worshipping means they are having the Shraddha. Without Shraddha, how they will do that? But that Shraddha is Loka Parampara Prapta. Natu, that Shraddha is not Shastrartha Avadharana Jata. That Shraddha is not produced by believing the meanings of or the conclusions of Shastra. That means, Apiches Durachara, the devotees Shraddha is Loka Parampara Jat Shraddha. शास्त्रीय श्रद्धायां तो जातायां सुदुराचारत्व अयोग स्यात्. If someone get शास्त्रीय श्रद्धा, if someone gets शास्त्रीय श्रद्धा, then सुदुराचारत्व अयोग स्यात्. So then he will never be having bad conduct. Someone is having bad conduct means he doesn't have faith in the scriptures. He doesn't believe it. Somewhere he is having some शास्त्रीय श्रद्धायां तु जातायां सुदुराचारत्व अयोगः स्यात्. If someone gets the Shastri Shraddha, then there is no Suduracharatvam. That means this extreme badness. Maybe little badness will be there, but Suduracharatvam will not be there. Like example, Parapatni. Example is Parapatni Paradravya. Parahimsasu Yomatim Nakaroti Paman Bhupa Toshyate Tena Keshavaha. That means stealing others' wife. Paradravya means so grabbing others' money, torturing others. So the one who doesn't have mind, who doesn't make his mind to do all this, so such a person only satisfies Krishna. By that person only Krishna is satisfied.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Gopijana Prabhu.
No, this is Rambhadra Priyadas. Prabhuji, this regarding this 9.30 and the understanding what Jiva Goswami is giving, that if somebody is having abominable behavior, then his Shraddha is not Shastriya but is a Lok Parampara Jata. Regarding this, I want a clarification. If somebody is a practicing devotee, he is initiated and he's practicing his bhajan kriya and he's following the regulative principles, practicing, studying the bhakti literatures, and because of his conditioning, because anarth nivritti has not happened, because of his conditionings, the vasanas trouble him and he might commit any abominable act. Do Durachara, Sudurachara, saying some Durachara activity. So in that
Durachara is important. Sudurachara or Durachara.
Whatever it is, either Durachara or Sudurachara.
No, it's Sudurachara is the extreme.
Extreme, yeah, I know that. So then in that case, would you say that his Shraddha is not Shastriya Shraddha and Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha?
Yes, that is a point. So that means he didn't come to the site lecture. He's still not situated in the Shraddha. Shraddha itself is a big stage actually. So Shraddha is nothing but Sharanagati. So Ananya Bhakti starts with the Sharanagati. So Ananya Bhakti starts with Sharanagati.
And what exactly is Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha?
So it is out of conventional Shraddha. Because of some conventions. Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha means even so he is following, my friend is following Krishna consciousness, I will also follow. My parents are doing Krishna consciousness, I am also doing. That means just you can go for the understand the Shastriya Shraddha, whichever is not Shastriya Shraddha is equal to the Lok Parampara Jat. Negation of Shastriya Shraddha is equal to the Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha.
Yeah.
So what is the Shastriya Shraddha, or otherwise Swabhavik Shraddha also we can call, or otherwise it is also known as Swabhavik Shraddha and Shastriya Shraddha. So understanding the scriptures, that means hearing the Krishna Katha from the sadhus, and by deliberating Shravanam and Mananam, by this, so all his doubts are cleaned actually. Viparya and Asambhavana and Viparita Bhava, and fully convinced in the injunctions of the Shastras. And such a person is known as such outcome is known as Shraddha actually. And he is fully surrendered to the Lord. The symptom is then how to understand symptom is Sharanagati. Fully surrendered to.
Yes, so that's why I was asking that somebody who is initiated, who has been giving classes on Bhakti Shastri, he's studying the Bhakti Shastri literatures. And because of his conditioning, if he commits an abominable act, then his Shraddha is Lok Parampara Jata.
Is Komal Shraddha.
Okay.
It's developing actually. Developing, and very soon he will. So Kshipram Bhodhi Dharma. Even this Loka Parampara Jata also he will become Dharma. So by practicing devotion and by continuous association of the sadhus, by regular hearing his sadhana, doing his sadhana, so he raises. He raises. Yes, someone is raising.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Ramchandra, please go ahead.
Prabhu, you were raising first, so you go ahead. I'm behind you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I still I could not clearly understand. Prabhuji said that one will not become Sudurachara if Shastra Jnana is there. But in general, there will be very less number of people will be that Suduracharas. I mean, the examples which you have given as spiritual master's wife. So how many will be there? Hardly 1 in a crore. But otherwise, generally, 1 in crore is actually a devotee. Rest all are following some amount of Shraddha. Then how can you say that? Please, maybe I'm.
Come on. Yes.
Anybody who is following, even if it's a Loka Parampara Jata, that means he has some amount of obedience, some amount of Vinaya, because he's following his father or he's following his friend. So I'm sure that sort of a person, how can he does such an abominable action? A person who has got a Vinaya, at least whatever be the extent, he will not do the abominable activities, right? So that's what I'm not able to understand.
So abominable activities is possible. So maybe I don't know the I don't have any current example, immediate examples. Yeah. So Suduracharatvam, that's what Krishna is saying. Otherwise, how it is? It is not at all exist. Krishna is saying it's definitely. So those who are there in the history. And what is the point? Actually, yeah, Rambhadra Prabhu was asking some kind of duracharata is possible actually because of the Dushkrito Tanartha is still is existing. That's in the last class also I said same way. So of course they should not be doing the gross. That's why. So following the 4 regulative principles is a minimum required. So not stealing someone's wife and these kind of things are minimum required actually. 4 regulative principles. So after convincing of these 4 regulative principles only, we can say Suduracharata means violating the 4 regs. Violating the 4 regulative principles. Simply. Because those 4 are very dangerous. So even for us also, in our system also, the 4 regs are minimum actually they kept. Once they sufficiently come to this stage only, we are asked to take the initiation. Because Guru Maharaj says, hey, you are following 4 regs, then you say yes. If you say yes and if you don't follow, then you are cheating. Then what we can do? Then we cannot capture that kind of people in the society. Sometimes you may see that odd behavior. So he took Diksha, Prabhu, he crossed already the stage of Shraddha. And so because he got the initiation, then why it is happening? We cannot justify every case with the philosophy because they violated, they cheated the process. They cheated, they didn't follow. Maybe his counselor also cheated, not testing him properly, and so sufficiently he just allowed this candidate to take the initiation. Then whose problem this is? Sometimes we see in our society someone is stealing others' wife. That we have seen.
But that is
And
very, very rare.
someone is stealing the money. Someone is stealing the paradravya, parapatni, paradravya, parahimsadishu, and also beating someone. So these things we see. So what do we say? We are not going to try to support them through the philosophy. They took Diksha, Prabhu, why then how your philosophy is saying this? No. They violated the process. They violated. They came. Generally, anyone is sitting in the train means general understanding is they have ticket. But someone cheated, and if you find 2-3 people like that, so then how they are in the bogie? You cannot say according to system they should not be. Yes, they should not. But someone is there means they didn't follow the system. That's the point.
Yeah, that part is clear, Prabhuji, that not all initiates are categorized in one.
99% in our society, they are not Suduracharas. Compared to other spiritual organizations, we don't see. Very rarely someone, 1 or 2 are getting this. That too also because of serious offenses, maybe they are suffering like that. We don't know. Or otherwise, sometimes out of the crush, so that means initially someone is starting up preaching and they will be making the number count. I want to make more number of devotees. So just pumping them to pushing them to take the initiation. And they, because of immaturity, they may do the cross the stages. And they are bad examples actually. So that we cannot take.
So can we take? So can we take Loka Parampara means it is nothing to do with the Shastriya Gnana, just for Mudha Achara, you can say, in that sense?
Yes. Mudachara means, yeah, it's a blind faith. It's a blind faith. It's not natural faith. Natural faith means, generally people think that natural faith means conventional faith. No. Natural faith means understanding scriptures and getting. That is natural faith. So, yeah. Because you see, in our case also, we always associate initial days. At that time, we didn't follow the 4 regs also, eating garlic, onion, garlic, and sometimes, so eating eggs, this, that. So, but we keep on associating, and then we are understanding the Krishna consciousness. We understand the, so various sessions we attend and various classes, and after this sufficiently understanding, getting faith, yes, Krishna, bhakti is only the ultimate. Then we, so try to, so accept.
Okay. No,
Yeah, in that way.
we can understand.
And also sometimes, yeah, people also, that means they don't have any interest in the karma, doing karma and getting the money, but just for the livelihood they do something, but still always they try to feel repenting, why I have to do this, why I have to, and feeling bad and trying to, so out of, so majburi, out of
Habit.
not habit, obligations. So out of the necessary, somehow or other, they are not doing out of interest. So feeling suffering, feeling this so much meekness, and why I am here and why I have to work here in this such a system. With that repentance they do. And always they try to remember also. That is a symptom of Ananya Bhakti. Yeah, I have to earn money, yes. And I want to become the #1 best employee in this. So now they are not actually. They are not in the proper Shraddha. They didn't get it. Out of custom also, out of just fashion. Out of fashion, they take the initiation. I am also having the guru. So then we can see in any system, there is always dilution actually. So we can see such a cases. So we are asked to not to encourage such a cases, but sometimes, so people come into the some kind of allurements and they do mistakes. Then what we can do? Otherwise, the system is very clearly is defined. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ramchandra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, our understanding is that like when we say Shastriya Shraddha means like accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and doing bhakti. What if like other people, like, you know, like there are other Vaishnavas or other people who have faith on Shastra, but they are not really coming to that conclusion. They are getting like miscalculation, like they might not be understand Shastra, but they have faith on Shastra, but they're not able to understand. They have on different, like, because Shastra, when we say Shastra means like so many scriptures are there. So how do we see that, like, because some people say, oh, I have faith on this scripture, so I'm a devotee, you know, I'm doing that, but their conclusion is not what our conclusion is.
Yeah, Prabhu. So a real understanding, Vasudeva Paraveda. The conclusion of all the scriptures is, all the Vedic literature is Krishna. And Abhidheya Tattvam. That means all scriptures, among all the Pramanas, highest Pramana, Emperor Pramana is Srimad Bhagavatam. In that Srimad Bhagavatam, the given Abhidheya Tattva is what? Is Bhakti. Bhakti is the ultimate Abhidheya Tattvam. Abhidheya means the practice, method. What method one has to practice based upon the conversation between the speaker and listener. So we established Bhakti is only the Abhidheya. So that means the conclusion of all the scriptures is Bhakti. If someone is not coming to this conclusion, to Krishna, this is the ultimate conclusion. If someone is not coming to this conclusion, so then they have misunderstanding on the scriptures. So then in that case, in misunderstanding, they are having, and in that misunderstanding, they have so belief, then we should not consider so that as proper actually. So then that is also in the
So we cannot call that as a Shastriya Shraddha or even Jat Parampara Shraddha.
Mhm.
They will
That is
be
not
some
a,
other thing.
yeah, that is some other abnormal Shraddha.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Guruji, one small point, because here Jiva Goswami is referring 17.1, which is, Shraddha based on the modes where they worship the Devtas or Yakshas or Bhutas.
Yes, yes.
Shastriya Shraddha means worship of Vishnu. So can the Parampara Shraddha, Jat Shraddha fall in these other categories because they don't worship Vishnu? They worship according to their conditioned natures.
So it's not conditioning nature only. It's not only just conditioning nature. So whatever that means, they may have that Shraddha in other demigods also. But Shastri Shraddha one is having, definitely he will be worshipping Krishna only, because conclusion of Shastra is Krishna. But Lok Parampara Shraddha can lead to the anything actually. One may worship Shiva, one may worship Vishnu, one may worship Brahma, one may worship something. So that's why Lok Parampara Shraddha. So we cannot say that is always towards the Krishna only. No. It can be the any demigod.
Clear, clear.
Prabhuji, I have again,
Yeah.
when you said Loka Parampara can be even worship of Vishnu also, that means again it is in any way, kama, akama, or without knowledge or unknowledge, the moment you start worshipping Vishnu or Krishna, you get purified.
Yes, purified, yes.
So don't they come under the Komala Shraddha category? They come in the Loka Parampara category the moment they start worshipping Vishnu?
Komal Shraddha means so understanding of the Shastras. So, but he is Durachari, so then it is Loka Parampara. That's how we are saying.
So while worshipping Vishnu, still he is maintaining the Duracharas. Then he comes under Loka Parampara, you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Shastri Shraddhayam to Jatayam Suduracharatva Ayoga Syat. If someone get this Shraddha based upon scriptures, so there will be no bad conduct, bad behavior in him. Because the reason is, so see, there are so many scriptures which Vishnu Toshana Shastra Virodha, that means scriptures which are glorifying the Vishnu, and those Shastras also saying that Parapatni Paradravya. That means that already I said. That means one who has the mind in, or who make the mind to steal the other's wife, to steal others' money, to torture others. So such a person cannot, by that person, Hari will not be satisfied. This is a statement from the Vishnu Purana. So this Vishnu Purana statement, any Vaishnava, so studying the Vishnu Purana, understanding Vishnu Purana, and Vishnu Purana is rejecting to not to do these abominable activities. So being that means a devotee of the Vishnu who has a Shraddha in Vishnu, then how he will go against the statement given by the Vishnu Purana? He will never go. So against the statement given by the Vishnu. Such a abominable activities he will never do. So Duryacharya will not do. Maryadham cha krutam tena ityadina tad bhaktatva virodhacha. Even Vishnu Dharma Purana also is saying. What Vishnu Dharma Purana is saying? Vishnu Dharma Purana is saying, Maryadam cha krutam tena yobinatte samanavaha na Vishnu bhakto vigneyaha sadhu sudharma charano hari. Someone is violating the rules and regulations. And samanavaha na Vishnu bhaktaha vigneyaha. So that person is, someone is violating the maryada, that means the rules and regulations given by the scriptures, and he cannot be called as Vaishnava. Vishnu Bhakta.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hmm.
Prabhu, the words in Bhagavad Gita, Apichet Sudaracharo, Bhastemam Ananya Bhak. So there Ananya Bhak is there. Whether we should know this is a talking about Ananya Bhakti or a Ananya Bhak means something else.
Ananya Bhakti ko.
Ananya Bhakti.
Worship.
So Ananya Bhakti, but here is it also mentions the person Apichet Sudaracharo. The words that is Shraddha is a Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha, having that person. So one person, somebody has a Lok Parampara Shraddha, whether he can do Anand Bhakti?
Ananya Bhakti means what? So understanding or otherwise not understanding. So having the belief that Bhakti is only the one and only one mean which can give the ultimate benefit. So such a belief he is having. Belief. He is having such a belief. Belief is known as Sattva. That belief, how it came? It should come naturally from the understanding scriptures. That is natural actually. If it is not coming from that mean, is not coming from the understanding of the Shastras, that belief, maybe that belief came from by some other conventional means. Conventional means maybe because of some kind of dekha deki, that means seeing someone and yeah, he is doing and I am also connecting somehow with him, somehow or other. I am also same biradari. So we are belong to the Yadavas. It's like in Andhra Pradesh. Some people they say we are Yadavas and he doesn't have any understanding on the scriptures. I am Yadava and I should do the dedicated devotion. Yes. And my grandfather left my at the age of 50 years everything, so I also should leave. And I should do the continuously, sit in the mata and do the continuously bhakti. So this kind of, you can see if you come and villages, if you see, you can see such Ananya Bhaktas who didn't study any kind of scriptures, not having any understanding on scriptures, but still they do the Ananya Bhakti.
According to previously some line before we also read, if somebody is committing Sudarachar, according to some Purana, just like he cannot be Vaishnava, consider a Vaishnava. So who's a Vaishnava, because he doesn't like Vishnu doesn't pleases. He doesn't commit such abominable activities. So one place it is said, the Vaishnava will not commit such sinful activity, abominable. And other Apichet Sudaracharo, this is also said as a Ananda Bhakti is considered as Ananda Bhakta, as well as two contradiction appears like that. Na? How to reconcile this?
Good question. So yeah, that is the point. Jiva Goswami also is saying. Yeah, because since he didn't study the scriptures like Vishnu Dharma Purana and Vishnu Purana, so that's why he doesn't know. This kind of behavior is wrong. So, and in Vishnu Purana itself, it is a Parapratni, Paradravya. So this sloka is said, and I am follower of Vishnu, and I am devotee of Vishnu, and Vishnu Purana is saying, so I should not do this. So the such a understanding he doesn't have actually. He didn't go through the studying of hearing the scriptures and deliberating on the meanings of the scriptures. He didn't do. So that's why. So we cannot expect any right behavior in him. But still he is doing Ananya Bhakti. So that's why Krishna is saying Sadhureva Samantavya. You consider him as Sadhu. So, but one who knows Shastra is condemning this kind of behavior, and he does, then in that case, so he is having the wickedness in the heart, cunningness. That's his heart is very complex, and such a case, then he will not consider as. So by him, Krishna will not be satisfied. By him.
Sometimes it may be cause of weakness of heart, not cunningness. Sometimes may be also possible because he's trying his best, but getting falls down, just like because this is war against Maya. So battle is there and war is there. So when we battle, when we lose the battle, but ultimately we will win the war. So we are So,
Vishaya Sangara.
so all of us are declaring war. Nobody can say, "Ki, okay, I will not lose battle in my life. I have once come." Yes, we should try one's best, but we are this in war with Maya, so it may happen. So
But yeah, so that sense gratification might be there. So that should not be definitely sudurachara. That cannot be sudurachara. So out of the that means dushkrutota anartha, because of the prarabdha. So he come into the so material desires. So but yeah, that I already said this discussion here. So from the Nishtha onwards, definitely you cannot expect that kind of behavior also. So that's Jiva Goswami's and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Madhurika, they both I reconciled. So how to reconcile this I said. So once the Bhajana Kriya becomes steady means you cannot expect even a single so bad behavior. If someone is having bad behavior, definitely he is not in the Nishtha. That means his Bhajana Kriya is not steady, 100%. So that is the point actually. He is having the tendencies of sense gratification, 100% is not in the Nishtha. His Bhajana Kriya still not steady. Yeah. So, but definitely he is not Sudurachara. Definitely he should not be Sudurachara. So, Shraddha means Sudurachara he never actually. Stealing others' wife, these are all very dangerous. And others' money, this will not do. See. Then he is having some Komal Shraddha only. Because definitely, yeah, in the some kind of so misunderstanding or the improper understanding on the scriptures. Gross sinful activities they never do. Gross sinful. Even actually many people they don't understand the scriptures also in a right mood actually. In rightly, very few people so they understand. Properly understanding the conclusions, deliberating on the scriptures. That's why Prabhupada says, read my books scrutinizingly. Understand the fact clearly. So one can get the proper Shraddha. So out of the just, okay, in ISKCON Prasadam is nice, okay, I am interested in Prasad. And okay, I am, yeah, yes, Prabhu, so here peaceful, life is peaceful. So without a lot of hard work, we can get the so livelihood nicely. Jai. So then this is what? This is, they are developing, they are in the Komala Shraddha. So this kind of joining is not considered as properly understanding the, that means Shastra, Vichar Shraddha, no. They may got the some ruchi actually, maybe. They may got the some ruchi in some devotional activities and they join. Ruchi Pradhan also. This kind of mark also is there actually in the scriptures. They don't have any, that means Shraddha, but ruchi they have. And sometimes that ruchi is there initially because after coming to the moment, they commit the serious offenses and finish. Ruchi is out. They once again fall back. So this is also one more route you should also understand. So, but what we expect from everyone, maybe you come from the ruchi also, okay, no problem. But we demand from now onwards, please attend the Mangalarati, please attend the Bhagavatam class, please study the Bhagavad Gita, please. Everyone scrutinizingly study my books. Prabhupada is lamenting actually one way. If you see one video, I am putting gallons of the blood. So I'm putting this so much hard labor to give these books for all of you. And you people are neglecting this. Recently, I got some video clip. You might have also, it became viral. I think everyone know that. But no one is interested. Then what will happen? Then how can you apply the system given in the scriptures to your case? So mixed khichdi. So this is the problem. But in the material world, yeah, everywhere, everything is not perfectly achieved. So we expect police means he should be a perfect man. He should always follow the law and order. But we see even the police is not following. Yes, sir. Idealistic case we discuss in the scriptures. But in the day-to-day life, we'll be seeing so many violations of that. Okay.
Prabhuji,
We'll take
okay.
wait, Prabhu, wait, please.
Yes,
So I'll go. Let me go further.
Yes.
And then, yeah. So next, Natusa duracharata tad bhakti mahima shraddha krutaiva abhishabdena duracharattvasya yeyatvam vyanjanat. Here one more point. So here we are apiche surachara we are discussing. So apiche sudurachara, that means he is ananya bhakta and duracharata also is there. So some people they misunderstand. See, is ananya bhakta and duracharata is there. So after understanding the glory of after having the faith in the glory of the bhakti, after having the faith, ananya bhakta means having the faith, definitely. He is having the faith in the bhakti, na? And still he is having the duracharata. So is this duracharata is coming out of this faith in the bhakti? No. That means ananya bhakta means he should be durachara. Is it like that? Because of the faith in the bhakti that duracharata is produced? No. Because ananya bhakta means he's having shraddha and in the bhakti. So then this duracharata produced from that shraddha in bhakti? No. Because there Krishna is not encouraging the duracharata. He is saying the apichet, api word he is using. Even though he is using. Even though what he used, that means duracharata, suduracharata is not encouraging. That means, see, this suduracharata is not produced from this shraddha in bhakti. It is condemned. It is condemned by the Lord. How can you say? Because the word, even though api is used. That's the point. Understanding? Chaitanya Jivan? What you are doing?
Yes, bro, I'm hearing only, bro. Just in between, some message came. That's why I was a little bit distracted.
Distracted, I know.
Bro, I will.
What I said last point, you understood? You didn't understand. That is the nature of the student. I know that. Then tomorrow you'll tell. So, okay. So next, only the point is now what? The Suduracharata is not produced from the faith in the bhakti. How can you say this? It is not produced from the bhakti. How can you say? Who will answer this? Suduracharata is not produced from the faith in the bhakti. I'll take today. Rukmini won't go. Last come, first serve.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Because Krishna is mentioning even though, that means like it is not coming from bhakti. And like you also said that it is not like every Shuddh Bhakta is not Durachari. So it is not coming from the bhakti. He is
Yeah.
practicing. And
It's not coming from the Shraddha in bhakti. It is not coming from the Shraddha in bhakti. But because by the word api, Krishna is condemning Duracharata. It is a condemned quality. It is not the encouraged quality. It is not encouraged. So next, also next what we are seeing, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati iti uttara apratipatte. If you say Krishna says that, yeah, my Ananya Bhakta will be Sudurachara. If he says like this, then it will become a contradictory statement to the next statement. Shipram bhavati dharmat. Shraddha in bhakti produces Suduracharata. If that is the phenomena, that is the science, then it will become a contradictory statement to the next statement said by the Krishna in the 31st sloka. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Then why he will say Shipram bhavati dharmatma? That means that Sudurachari becomes the dharmatma. If it is produced from the Shraddha in bhakti, then why he will say this? He will never say. This is the one more reason to say that this Suduracharata is not produced from the faith in the bhakti. Next, namno baladyasya hi papa buddhi ityadina aparadacha. Also, we see in the 10 offenses, one should not commit on the strength of the sinful sins, on the strength of the holy name, on the strength of the bhakti. So from this, what we are understanding, namnaha baladyasya hi papa buddhi ityadina nama aparad. Yeah, if one who has faith in the bhakti, how he can be a durachari? So, because who understand the glories of the bhakti, he will never do any sinful life. He will never do practice any sinful life. So that's why, from this, that means this is offense. So committing sinful activity on the strength of the holy name is offense. So that's why, having Shraddha in bhakti, on that Shraddha, if you commit, based upon that Shraddha, if you commit this Suduracharata, is offense. But that person is still doing because he doesn't know what is the right conduct. That's why he is doing that Suduracharata. Understood this point? So we are establishing that Suduracharata is not coming from is not outcome of the Shraddha in the bhakti. If one, it is because of the some other reason actually. Because of his not knowing the properly the right conduct. So because of that he is doing Durachara, not because of the getting the Shraddha in bhakti he is doing. These two are we are separating here. Because one who has Shraddha in bhakti, so then after understanding properly the scriptures, after understanding the aparadas, so he will never commit any aparada. So that means this Sudaracharata is not coming from the Shraddha in Bhakti. ततः सा श्रद्धा न शास्त्रीय भक्त्यधिकारिणः विशेषत्वे प्रवेशनीय किंतु भक्ति प्रशंसायाम एव. So that's why, so this Sudaracharata or the Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha, that means, sorry, this Loka Parampara, that's why Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is not the attribute of the person who is eligible for the bhakti which is rooted in scriptures. What I am saying, you try to understand. What I want to conclude, so that's why Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is not an attribute. Is not an attribute. Actually, I said Shraddha is only attribute of the performer. Yes or no? Previously, I already established. Shraddha is not part of the bhakti. Yes, this you all remember or not? Shraddha is only attribute of the performer. So this Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is not the attribute of the performer who got the bhakti which is rooted in scriptures. You understand or not? I don't know. Already 8-6 means everyone's mind upset.
So last statement, can you repeat again, Prabhu? That just state.
What I want to say, Loka Parampara, yeah, repeating. Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha. Shraddha is attribute of the performer or not? Bhakti Adhikari. That means, that is a first point we already established. Now what I am saying, Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is not an attribute of a performer of bhakti which is rooted in scriptures. Shastriya Bhakti. Shastriya Bhakti means, so who is performing bhakti based upon the scriptures. So such a bhakti someone is performing, and that person, that this Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is not the attribute for that kind of person. That means someone who is performing Shraddha based upon the scriptures. Whatever the way they explain in the scriptures, in that way, so he is doing the bhakti. And for such a person, this Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha can be an. Can you see Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha in such person? Can you see? No. That's the point. We cannot see.
One whose bhakti is swabhaviki shraddha, like it's based on swabhaviki shraddha, swabhaviki bhakti. That is
one who is doing the bhakti as recommended in the scriptures.
Yeah, that is called swabhaviki shraddha, bro, because Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is.
We are not taking shraddha here. Bhakti. So one who is performing bhakti as described in the scriptures. Okay. So as described in the scriptures, and he became so adhikari for that. So then in that case, what will happen? This Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha cannot be attributed for him. Because that means what? So he performing bhakti as said in the scriptures means he is becoming adhikari for that kind of bhakti means. So he read thoroughly Shastra and he understood. And for such a person, obviously this Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha cannot be attributed. That's simple. Okay, Prabhu. Rambhadra Prabhu. Didn't get. Archana Bhakti Mata, yes.
Prabhuji, I had a question, Prabhuji. Can I ask or you want to answer, Prabhuji, first?
Yes, tell me. Okay.
Prabhuji, so Loka Parampara Jata Shraddha is coming from your relations or friends, whatever.
Conventional means. Yeah.
Huh?
Conventional means.
Conventional means. What about when someone has faith in a devotee? Of course, the devotee may be speaking from scriptures only. But this person is not directly his faith is not so much in the scriptures, it is more on that person who's speaking. And is that also like Lok Parampara Jat Shraddha?
Just following some person. Why he's following? Tell me then.
Devotee, because he has faith. Let's say, of course, first when Prabhupada came, Prabhupada is of course speaking from scriptures only. But the persons following, they may not necessarily, everyone studying scriptures, they may not be doing it because this is said in Bhagavad Gita. They have so much affection and they are so much convinced about the personality of Prabhupada. He cannot cheat us. So whatever Prabhupada says, I will do. Their conviction is, I will do whatever Prabhupada is saying. They are not so much, convinced.
Why got this kind of faith actually in Prabhupada?
Because they saw a change in their lives in that association.
Then they got the krupa. You are saying
Yes.
association, they got the krupa from him.
Yeah. So then is that they can they also become durachara because they didn't personally get conviction in scripture?
So, but we cannot simply say that everyone got the krupa. How can
No.
you say everyone? Yeah, if someone is genuinely got the
Someone
krupa,
is getting like that, I'm asking. If someone
Yeah.
gets, what is his position?
if someone gets the krupa and he will never, so because that krupa will protect him. If someone didn't get the krupa and but just out of the some my friends or whatever, that maybe externally we may say he is the following Prabhupada and he's having the full faith in it. But who can define actually that? So he has full faith in the Prabhupada.
I'm saying if they have.
If they have, then that is Prabhupada, either Krupa or otherwise Prabhupada. They also, so you see, that is only two means we have. So two means, Shraddha for that two means. Either they just because of the not studying the properly scriptures, but just seeing the some conventions. So maybe the result is so big. So let me faith. I have put a faith. So just he construct compared to the ordinary other people. So he did some big work. So let me accept. Then it is not the Shastra.
They're seeing change in their own lives.
If they are seeing the change in their own life, so that then they are developing the Shraddha, Komal Shraddha. Just as changing in the life is not going to give the full faith. So that is not given till now here in the Shastra. So whatever that means, they have some initially some Shraddha, otherwise why they will follow that? So that in the previous life also they did have some practice also. And that is also possibility is there in the next coming log will be seeing that. So because of that previous samskaras also they will practice this. But the point is, in that case, so someone is not study scriptures and he is following fully faith, then he practiced in the previous life.
Okay.
You're understanding? He read the scriptures and he got the faith in the previous life itself. He's continuing. That is the case.
But that we will not be able to see, right? That he has.
Yeah, that we cannot see. That's why we cannot. Yeah, we always stick to the philosophy only. If you give chance to the some other thing, then it is difficult. Then you cannot justify many things actually. Whole one crack is there, it will make the fall to all the ladder actually. Everything. We cannot bring out something which is not discussed in the scriptures. That quality we should keep actually. That is very important. Okay. I'll see answer students. You see, they all winded up on themselves. That is the result.
Prabhuji, we don't have any other work, but the devotees there, they do have their services.
Anyway, Mostly, actually, if my trip is not cancelled, so there will be no class tomorrow. I'll be in the train by 6 o'clock. Let us see. So if I am able to connect in the train, so I can take the class.
Prabhuji, last question. Can I ask?
I will experiment actually if you all okay. Anyway, I will experiment. Let
Yes,
us see. On-site students also are how far you are very near only, you can come. So if it happens, then one class will get. Otherwise, yeah. So tomorrow I am going to, yes, Prabhu.
I mean, I'm not getting exact clarification. One side we say, I mean, we give an example of medicine, whether knowingly, unknowingly you take a medicine, it'll get the results. Similarly, bhakti has full potency, whether you have shraddha, I mean, you know it or not, but keep on doing the bhakti, you will get everything. You will get the shraddha, you will get rati, everything. So, what is that, and how you can correlate that type of a discussion to this, that the loka parampara shraddha will not lead to bhakti.
Are Bapre, loka parampara shraddha will not lead to bhakti. Who said?
But you said loka parampara is not even a Gopala shraddha.
Prabhu, loka
Prabhuji
parampara
said that.
just. My God, no, I didn't say loka parampara. Sadhureva samantavya. Even loka parampara just said that someone has and practice ananya bhakti, we should consider him as devotee only. But what he has to, that means develop the right conduct and immediately Shipram Bhavati Dharma. So if he continues bhakti also is having such a power, so it will be bringing all the subhada, all the good qualities. But generally, what will happen because of the association of this bad sinful activities again and again? So there is a hampering of this Hananya Bhakti. So it will be hampered. So, but somehow or other, if they got Shraddha, then they can definitely, if they continue, definitely they will get the result. So, what I am saying, so Shraddha, which is in Shraddha in Bhakti, Shraddha in Bhakti is not going to produce Duracharatvam. That's the point I said. Okay, Prabhu, you can hear back once again. Yes, Mataji. Subhangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm just asking this question out of the box. It's for my own practical application and
Yes,
preaching, for preaching purpose. Prabhuji, we read para, patni, para, dravya, all this we read. So if some cases, some of them get married and then due to some incompatibility within themselves, they get divorced and then again marry somebody else who has already been a divorcee, or so that is also comes under this para, patni, and is it also durachara activity, or how do we take it?
Yes, Mataji. So actually, according to the Dharma Shastra, yes. Various acharyas, actually, Mataji, Dharma Shastra is also very flexible. Flexible means, so based upon time and place, the law changes actually. If you see the Chanakya's Niti Shastra, he says that sometimes if a husband is not meaningful, so and certain conditions are given, one can leave that husband. And some scriptures, even if you go to some other Dharma Shastras, so like Sati, Savitri, and like others examples are given, they should not leave at any cost. Or various things are given. And our devotional constitution, so based upon the devotional constitution, so what our Acharya said, so that we have to follow. So if Acharya is saying that if sometimes if husband or wife, they are too obstacle in the bhakti, and in that case, so one can leave and accept another one and practice his devotional service. Now, there is no intention of any enjoyment or any attraction towards the other one, only because they have children, and also wife is not cooperating or husband is not cooperating. And there are very extreme cases. and it's really very properly dealt actually. We cannot make it as a license for creating the disturbance in the society. So it is very scrutinizingly analyzed and under the after the proper justification. So even for by the candidate, and also then if otherwise if candidate simply shows externally reasons and inside he is having a bad desire, then he's a sinful person, he's cheating. So genuinely someone is doing, then that is also has to be calculated. And these are all exceptions, mother. And it's not so easy to conclude actually. On any case, it's a case-to-case study has to be done.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So enough chances will be given, and also properly, and many things, many alternatives are many ways. That means they try to stabilize, and out of the full endeavor, all the endeavors it went off. So in that case, so many, it's very complex case. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyasya pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद। हरि हरि।
Yes, yes, very